What's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having an amazing and fun night, and you guys are all staying awake, and you guys are all vigilant out there. um, so there's some news going around on the internet. It's Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Now, if you guys follow those knuckleheads, then you guys would probably be like, "Oh yeah, I know about it." I had no idea. I just saw a lot of things on TikTok, YouTube, the internet talking about Kendrick Lamar said this about Drake. Drake said this about Kendrick Lamar. And it's kind of going back and forth. I'm like, okay, whatever. A little pity patter over there. A couple of diss tracks on each other. I think Quavo and Chris Brown did that to each other for a minute. And I don't know what their feud's looking like now, but I'm pretty sure they got whatever they needed out of their damn chest. But you have a security guard was seriously injured yesterday. And that is the reason why I'm talking about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake incident right now. Because a security guard was fatally injured. Or sorry, he was injured. And he's in the hospital. He's not fatally injured. But he did sustain some serious damage. And it was from a drive-by that went up to Drake's house. The security guard was standing outside, on his post, as he should be. And a car comes in and starts shooting. Now, I don't know what type of security measures are in place. I don't know if there's like a long gate that surrounds it. I don't know how the car was able to get in without anyone noticing. It's really unknown. There's a lot of questions and not enough answers to this situation. But everybody's saying the security guard being shot has something to do with the whole Kendrick Lamar and the whole Drake situation. And one could beg to differ. I mean, all this stuff is going on, and then out of nowhere, now a security guard is going to get shot. So they're thinking, no one's ruling it out, but they're saying, hey, you know what? We don't know. We don't have all the details yet. It could be somebody that was feuding with the security guard. They don't know. But let's be honest here. I'm going to say that it's because of the whole Kendrick Lamar and Drake situation. Now, when you look at this whole situation where the security guard got shot, it's no different than two guys, in a street fight where both of them pull out a firearm. And both of them start shooting at each other, but none of them get shot. They end up killing the innocent person that had nothing to do with it. And and that seems like this is the type of situation that's going on right now when it comes to security guard getting shot. I believe he got caught in the crosshairs of it. And that's the scary thing is that now we're being hired to protect, and now we're being gunned down while we're standing on post because some knucklehead decided they want to go and do a drive-by. And you got to think about it. When you're there's a lot of Drake fans, there's a lot of Kendrick Lamar fans, and their fans can be very, very passionate. Okay, very passionate. So it could be a fan that didn't like Drake because Drake said something about Kendrick Lamar, and they might be like a big old giant Kendrick Lamar fan, right? And so they say, we're gonna go shoot up his house. I can't put a lot of things past what's going on right now. But all I do know is that a security guard was seriously injured, and there's always a reaction. Whatever action, there is a reaction. Okay. It's now what's gonna happen is now that the security guard got shot, now that someone's drive by, now it doesn't end from there. It doesn't end there. Now Drake's people might want to go look for Kendrick Lamar and his people. They might want to go shoot his house now. Now it's turning into these are two musicians that aren't even gang related, and they're out there doing gang related stuff over whoever's talking about. It's like someone talking about your mom, they're sitting here, they're reacting to this, and I think for a minute it might have been funny, but now it's starting to get serious, um, and then we look back at it. I was watching the news. Okay, what could the security guard could have done better? And honestly, that's just one of those situations where, like, you just don't know. You're sitting in front of the house. I mean, I'm gonna assume that the security guard that works for Drake is getting paid pretty well. He's not getting paid anywhere near what Drake or Lamar's getting paid. But he's making some pretty decent money. I would assume. Now, I don't know if he was armed, if he was able to be armed. I don't know that part. And the thing would be that as a security guard, security officer, if you're being, that's a pretty high caliber job for him, for the security guard. And I hope that I'm gonna assume that he's been doing this job for a long time, to where, Drake has him working for him. But we know, when we think about it, okay, we think about why was he not situational awareness? If he, and I'm gonna assume the car. I'm gonna assume that he's probably never seen the car before. And then we look at the time. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. How many vehicles do you see coming driving around at Drake's house at 2 o'clock in the morning? And out on a weekday. So there's what the security guard could have done was, he could have been able to be. He should have been a little. All right, don't beat me up for this one, but the security guard should have been a lot more alertive to what was going on. Now, and all that stuff comes with training. Working in the industry for a long time. And if he's never experienced something like that, then obviously it's now he has experience for it. But when you're working such a high profile account, there has to be some sort of situational awareness, like where that you play scenarios in your head all the time. Like, I play scenarios in my head all the time. Even when I know even when I know it's not going to happen like that, but you never know. You never know. So the car comes in, does a drive by. Now, I would think that if I saw a car coming in, I would have probably got behind something. Especially with all the stuff that's going on with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, that you can't take any chances, okay? But then again, it's like, okay, well, what's the likelihood of that happening? These guys are squares, okay? They're not sitting here this is like some senseless stuff, when you look at it. And then you think, like, man, how are these two grown-ass dudes fighting over some of the dumbest things? I think Kendrick Lamar is calling Drake a child molester or something like that, and then you got Drake telling Kendrick Lamar that he beats his wife or whatever, and it's just like who cares? What business of it is yours? But these guys have been like going back and forth since like 2013, and it just kept escalating and escalating and escalating until the point where now things were getting personal, and now then you have a security guard that that ends up getting shot. Now, there's a couple key takeaways from this. So you have Drake in his head. He's at a 50,000 square foot home. I think it's 50,000, and you have I think there's a gate that you have to get in through. So he gets through the gate, and that's where the security guard's at, and that's when the drive-by happens. They shoot. And I guess the thing you can do in a situation like that is obviously tied up to security with Drake. Apparently, Drake has become is a target right now. Anyone that's near him can potentially become a target. Um, and it's always like I tell you guys this, like we're the security guards, we're the first line of defense, we're the first people that you're going to see. And so what was the first people, the first person that these guys and whoever was in the damn car, what do they see? Security guard stand outside. Did he have anything to do with what was going on between Kendrick Lamar and Drake? No. He's there to do a job. And it sucks because we work in private security. We get caught in the crossfires all the time. So, that's why I tell this to everybody. You gotta, don't take things too personal. Because they can escalate, and they can get to a point to where, now other people get caught in the crossfire. If I work an account and I'm having beef with the resident or some of that apartment complex, and me and him are going back and forth every single day. Oh, I'll tow your car. Oh, you better not. I'll this and that. Whatever. I'll kick you. Whatever. Going back and forth, right? And let's just say I'm on my days off, and I have someone replacing me. That security guard that is there also becomes a target as well. He may not. He's going to end up taking out on them because of my wrongdoing, because of the mess that I created. Now my one of my officers is going to be caught in the crossfire because I'm over here feuding with one of the residents there, and now he's going to take it out on one of my officers. So, it's just really difficult to sit there and kind of map this whole thing out. But as I'm looking at everything, I'm just thinking like, gosh, man, like, break, man. And so, I just think that, that's why it's really important when we work private security. And I know the security guard probably didn't have anything to do with the feud that's going on. He just got caught in a crossfire, but this can happen in any type of situation. So that's why it's really important that we're being kind to people, and we're not taking our job too serious, and we have to establish some rules, some ground rules with the people that we're dealing with, and let them know that, hey, it's nothing personal. I'm doing a job. Okay, that's it. I said, you want to take it up with my boss? You can take it up with him if you want to. And that way you just they can hate you all you want because you're doing your job, but at least you're not egging it on. You're not making matters worse than it already is. Because people's feelings get hurt. I'm telling you, just all they need is start drinking a little bit and start getting in their feelings, and it's over. They're gonna think of, then their behavior becomes reckless, and they start thinking and let it all soak in until they finally do something about it. So it's crazy, man. So anyway, guys, just make sure you guys aren't feuding with nobody. All right, you guys all just be easy. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. What's your guys' opinion on this whole Drake feud thing going on? I mean, you can clearly see that it's like a ticking time bomb. It just like, I don't know. We're after a security guard gets shot, and like I said, we're gonna assume that this shooting was driven because of the feud. Now this security guard gets shot. Now what happens next? You got some guy going to Drake's house. Some guy whoever in a dang car going to Drake's house, shooting the house up. Well, what could happen now? Now it's going to escalate. Now it cannot. Now it's just like, okay, well, we're not going to just let this guy just go and shoot my house up. We're going to return fire. So it's just like, when does it end? When does this all end? When does this whole thing just finally just say, you know what? I think it's not worth us getting into a fight. It's not worth us arguing over. We just need to just squash it. You don't like me? Great. I don't like you either. All right. Done, diddy dod. Stop with the mixtape. Stop with the diss tracks. It's funny, but it's getting a little old. especially for a couple grown men and they have kids. Like you got this things you just got to just let go. All right, if you're beating up on your wife, it's your wife. It's going to be his wife's decision to go ahead and call the authorities or do what she's got to do, and vice versa. If they think that Drake is a weirdo, he does weird stuff, then they let Drake get himself in trouble. But like, what is all this stuff? It's all this stuff is going to do. Now it's going to start inciting. Now law enforcement's going to step into it, and now when law enforcement steps into it, now they're going to start, and they're going to do like what they did to P Diddy. They're going to start kicking down some doors and going through all their stuff. So it's going to be a matter of time before law enforcement steps in and starts raiding houses. But it's getting to the point where it's getting pretty intense. And prayers out to the security guard out there that was out there doing a job, and he's getting shot for it. Because of someone else's mess. So guys, you guys got any questions, concerns? Message me. Let's talk about it. Maybe is there anything the security guard could have done? Is there anything should there be any new programs in place for the Drake home now that Drake is being seen as a target? Should we increase security? Should we have security inside a vehicle? I don't know. But the thing is that, like I said, I don't know what the aerial what the layout looks like, but I'm thinking like, man, you know what? Like, why couldn't this guy hide? Why couldn't this guy hide behind a brick wall or something? I'm sure there has been some type of structure where he could have actually went behind it, and but I don't know. I won't know until Drake invites me over to his house, or says, "Hey, I want to hire you for my security." Yeah, so I'll never know. I'll never know what the layout looks like. And if there was a way that security guard could have just like dove in behind a wall or got behind a car, where it could prevent any of those bullets penetrating. But it's like I said, just kind of caught him off guard, and that's just kind of where like that's why we have to situational training. We gotta be trained for scenarios like that. Will it happen? We always think it's never gonna happen to me. But yeah, it can. It could potentially happen. It can happen to anybody. So yeah, what the security guard could have done, he could have been in a better area where where he could protect himself. So, but yeah, my prayers out to him and his family. Shoot, I guess I'm assuming that Drake is going to continue to increase security until this whole thing is all just over with. All right, let me know what you guys think. Watching you, watching me.